Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Anthony Tong, the Group CFO of OCK Group Berhad. On behalf of OCK, I would like to extend a warm welcome to each one of you. Present here today for OCK's 10th Annual General Meeting. I hope that you and your families are in the best of health as we continue to battle against this pandemic. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, once again, we are hosting our AGM virtually to ensure inclusivity and safety to all our shareholders. Today, I would like to present OCK's performance for the financial year ended 31st December 2020 and the future prospects of the group. Undoubtedly, 2020 has been the most challenging years with COVID-19 causing unprecedented global economic disruptions. I'm pleased to report that despite these extraordinary challenges, OCK's financial performance has been resilient, anchored by our streams of recurring income in the telecommunications and solar renewable energy business. In this, I believe, a remarkable achievement by OCK. Ladies and gentlemen, for today's presentation, we will be covering the key achievements in the financial year 2020, overall financial performance of the group's business, segment information, and our plans moving forward. For FY 2020, we reported a revenue of Ringgit 473.5 million, which was at par with 2019's revenue of 473.4 million. PATAMI dropped by 9.1% from Ringgit 28.5 million to 25.9 million year-on-year. The decrease was due to the movement restrictions implemented by the authorities, which hampered some of our work progress. However, our recurring income streams exhibited stronger growth, an increase of 33.2% year-on-year and accounted for 66.7% of the group's total revenue for the year under review. Telecommunication business segment remained as the group's key contributor at 90.6% of the group's total revenue for FY 2020. As at December 31st, 2020, our balance sheet remains healthy with a net gearing ratio of 0.84 times. The expansion of our regional footprint in the ASEAN region led to an improved financial performance geographically. Contributions from outside Malaysia accounted for 53.7% of the total revenue from previous financial year 39.6%. In 2020, the major contributors were Myanmar, Indonesia, and Vietnam, which accounted for 20%, 17%, and 11% respectively of the group's total revenue. As at the end of 2020, OCK owned more than 4,300 telco sites across Malaysia, Myanmar, and Vietnam. Our tower recurring income grew 11.2% to 165.5 million for FY 2020. As our managed services, OCK manages more than 49,000 sites, of which 5,300 sites are located here in Malaysia and 44,000 sites in Indonesia. We are essentially one of the larger managed services operator in these two countries. In terms of our solar renewable energy farm portfolio, we own and operate 17 solar farms in Malaysia, of which generate 11.3 megawatts. OCK's solar farms have recorded a remarkable year-on-year growth of 81.9%. Growth was primarily from the acquisition of solar farms last year. We will now look at the performance of the revenue and profit after tax over the last 5 years. For revenue, we achieved a 4-year CAGR of 4.21%. For profit after tax, we experienced a modest growth, while PATAMI recorded a slight drop due to the unprecedented pandemic. We will look at drivers that will bring a positive impact to the group's financials in the later slides. We will next look into our business by segment. Notably, our business segment include telecommunication business, M&E, green energy, and power and trading. Our telecommunication business section, which comprises of the leasing of telco towers and telecommunication services, remains as the key contributor to the group. This segment accounted for 90.6% of FY 2020's total revenue, which increased by 7.7 percentage points from FY 2019. As mentioned earlier, our total recurring revenue grew by 78.6 million or 33.2% from 237 million in FY 2019 to 315.6 million in FY 2020. I'm pleased to report that the recurring income business segments, namely tower leasing, managed services, solar renewable energy, and IBC, recorded growth. While our recurring income will provide steady growth, our telecommunication network services contracting income slowed down last year. But it is expected to pick up moving forward with various telecommunication initiatives and advancement of technologies in Malaysia, in which OCK will stand to benefit. For our tower portfolio, we now own a relatively sizable tower portfolio of more than 4,300 towers, with approximately 500 sites in Malaysia, 2,700 sites in Vietnam, and 1,100 sites in Myanmar. Moving forward, as an independent tower company, we strive to augment our tower portfolio by increasing the number of towers with more than 5,000 in 2021 across ASEAN region via greenfield and brownfield opportunities. Concurrently, we intend to increase a higher tenancy ratio on both existing and new towers. Secondly, we will continue to expand our green energy segment through acquisitions of solar farms as well as own large-scale solar farms. This is part of our business sustainability initiatives to reduce our carbon footprint as a whole. Thirdly, is to develop a new growth driver led by the transition of 5G with our technical competency as one of the current market leaders. We are confident that we are able to execute a mass 5G rollout, which will help us to capitalize our growth opportunities in the future. Last but not least, to maintain our position as largest telecommunication network services provider in Malaysia, we will capitalize on the scale and extensive track record that we have to win more sites from telecommunication operators and technology vendors. I would like to address on the opportunities for OCK under the Jurunilai plan as part of the government's plan to provide wider coverage and better quality of broadband experience. We expect to benefit directly and indirectly from this Jurunilai initiative, where the government intends to increase 4G coverage in Malaysia from 91.8% to 96.9%, with more than 1,600 sites to be built. With the ongoing fiberization rollout by operators, these initiatives will lay the foundation for the transition to 5G. In fact, OCK is actively involved in 5G trials in the country. We have developed a 5G smart pole in which demo sites were built and tested in Langkawi and Sarawak. Therefore, we are confident we are able to support large-scale 5G rollout in Malaysia. OCK has navigated through many challenges and time after time has proven to be capable, resilient than before. We have been evolving with the various generations of networks such as 2G, 3G, 4G LTE, and soon to be 5G. This pandemic has shown us that connectivity has never been more important, as we have seen a huge acceleration in the adoption of technology in our lives. we foresee the telecommunication business to have a bright outlook. And we are nevertheless committed to deliver our strategic and ambitions in tandem with creating additional shareholders' value. Finally, thank you to our shareholders and our employees for your continuous patience and support during this difficult and challenging year. Stay safe and thank you.